Well, it says that I'm live and I've got some actual light going on here. But you know what? I am going to move. Obviously, I need to move my colors because they're kind of in the way. Let's see. So yesterday we were working on this page and I had told you I was going to, do some more work on it. And needless to say, it didn't really happen. I didn't get any extra work done on it. I am going to just work a little bit right now on the greens and getting them a little bit more intense over here. And then as people come in, I think we had talked about, oh, there's some people. Hello, hello. Hey, Sammy and Shannon. Howdy, hey. I like it. I like it. Oh, and Rain. Perfect. Rain, you gave us some of the best things to talk about yesterday. So I want to tell you, thank you for that. Oh, and let's see. Now, I was just saying, when I left you guys, I had said I was going to work on this. And as you can see, it's right where we left it, basically. So, and I have to tell you why. But what I'll save that for just a little bit because it's funny. But oh, Sammy, you're the one that has the pet hedgehog, right? So I thought, let's see if I can do it without spilling it. I have this great little mug for my little hedgehog. See if I can turn him around. He's a little cuter. It's hard to see, but he's so cute. I can't tip it, otherwise I'll end up with tea all over myself. But I'm thinking of you. All right. What we talked about yesterday is that probably I would start on the mouse, and I think that that's kind of a good, kind of fun spot to start with. But you got that exact mug. You know what I love is the little bottom that's walking away in the inside where you drink. I just think that's so hilarious. I wish I could have a hedgehog. We don't, I mean, other than I maybe going to a pet store. I wish I could have them in my gardens, I should say. Oh, thank you, Sammy. I wanted to show you guys what I kind of did with the mice. Just first and foremost, and you probably just heard it, I do get my Posca pen out and I kind of make these lines even wider. So I am trying not to shake. Hopefully it's not shaking too much. I know my computer is shaking, but hopefully you guys are not shaking. Hello, Chica. Thanks for joining. Oh, the budgie one. Oh, Tilly and Buzz. Oh, that's really sweet to have, though. Like I said, I really wish that I could have hedgehogs. I think they're so cute. Yeah, I knew Tilly, but I didn't realize Buzz as well. Oh, all right. So let's just start with this little mouse. He's itty bitty. If you look at my other mice, you kind of don't see that real straight line, and that I was trying to go for kind of fuzzy field mice kind of thing. And so all I do, which again, let me see, is I just start kind of whiting out the little marks. Now, the Posca is not so strong that I can't still see the marks, because knowing which way the hair goes is kind of important in this. But I just white it all out, especially like around the ears, because I want it not to be so strong. And I use this Posca pen for whiting out thick lines all the time. Sammy, I saw you doing this yesterday. Hey, Vicki. And doing the same thing as far as to get some of those stronger, like Hannah Lynn and them, they really have some really strong lines. But these little Posca pens work really well. And what I've started doing, I used to not do it, but I actually color over the lines again, and it kind of you actually can with the Prismas, which is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna, hopefully, I'm gonna say quickly, but probably not. And then I do kind of do a couple little flicks of white, see, just to out the side to kind of indicate that there's hair out there, and it's something for my little pencils to kind of grab hold of. So he just softens him up, and he's not quite as dark. And animals are fuzzy, and as they move, their little hair should move too. So sorry about this. This is not the most thrilling. I'm not going to do his whiskers quite yet. I kind of leave those for the end. I kind of want to see them, and then I'll do them, and I will do those in white. He's really the, oh no, this little guy has whiskers. I missed it. There we go. Oh, that's a, well, now he looks like he has a mustache. Look at that. It wipes off too. Very forgiving. I just need a few little whiskers there. Not many, even though whiskers are a little bit dark. All right, so we'll just keep going around the corner of him. And this really kind of transformed my coloring when I started using the Posca to white out those harsh lines. Um, it just changes it from a coloring book. Now, I can't draw, so it's fantastic that I have these to begin with. But since I can still see the lines a little bit with the Posca pen, works pretty well. All right. Let's see. Just there as well. All right, he's a little tiny mouse. He's itsy bitty. And then, like I said, I'm just kind of going for a wild mouse color. Wild mouse. We have wild mice. Well, yeah, the Hannah Lynn ones I always end up, but luckily you can go over it twice or whatever, so that's always kind of nice to be able to use the white Posca that way. Let's see, and of course I did it up here with the flowers. If you bring, you can see. So the next thing, I still have quite a lot of. All right, so now we're going to start with the colors. So let's see, where's my handy dandy little notebook? Oh, and I need to move something. Hold on. Oh gosh. All right, let's see. So I've got these lovely little cards. I kind of put them in color order. So we need to find the first one I'm just going to go in with, and I use this for shading, just kind of indicating shading. Let's see. All right. And I always start like where the little legs are. And I am going to do the flick and swish. Any Potter fans? Any Potter fans? Get the flick and, is it flick and swish? Swish? I probably got it completely wrong. It's Leviosa. Do you know that has been on like nonstop over here? Obviously, because all the kids are home, Sci-Fi has just been playing all the Harry Potters again and again, which is hilarious because I just keep turning it on and watching it and listening to it again and again. So all I'm doing is kind of going in and doing the little shadows first. It kind of marks out. And I'm also trying to get an idea of how she has the hair moving. Because when you add just fur, you're not really doing what everybody that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of people on YouTube. It's a swish and flick. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. Kind of say that you really have to figure out the direction. And in this book, the artist has done a really nice job of showing us the direction of the fur. And then, like I said, I am just doing little flicks. And I just build it up. That's all I do. I kind of think where it might be a little darker. So inside his little ear is going to be a little bit darker. Might have a little bit around his edges. And again, this is the 90% cool gray. There we go. And then I have to be careful with their tail. Their tail is pretty smooth, at least my little mice. So, oh my gosh, guys, we have a whole little family of mice living in we have a natural, I don't know what it's called, a propane tank. I don't know if they call that over in England but a propane tank. And it has a dome over the top, and under the dome, they've collected all this material and they've made a giant nest. I probably have like 6 little mice. And when you go, there's a little tiny hole and you see these little tiny faces like this and these big bright eyes looking out at you. It's so cute. Oh, you're not late. Hey, Lozzie, until you show up, the party doesn't even get started. Just saying. Whoop, whoop. Now we can start the party. Lozzie's here. All right, let's see. Here we go. So yeah, they're the cutest little mice. My neighbor wants me to get rid of them, and by get rid of them, that's not nice. It just said I won't go any further. Makes me wonder if we have like a mouse mafia up here in Vermont, and I'm supposed to call them and have them go swim with the fishes. All right, next we're going to use. Wait for it. Can I find it? You guys should have seen the mess I had of these little things yesterday when we got finished. Oh my gosh, we're going to use some putty beige. And the other thing is I would suggest getting these fairly sharp so you can get those little stripes, but that's the only thing. When doing a lot of little critters like this, you could end up using up a lot of your pencils. And we all know Prismas, when they sharpen, woo, do they sharpen. They, as soft as they are to put on paper, sharpening them, you really whittle them down. Hop on the party train. That's right, love. Because Lazi is the engineer. Toot toot. All right. So speaking of partying, guys, I was going to tell you this. Oh, it's so funny. I actually just picked up my pencil and was doing this at you guys, like I was pointing to you, in case you know you wanted to wanted to know. It's like you're sitting here with me. So last night, I don't know if y'all remember, at the very end of the stream, I mentioned that a friend of mine who has moved to Alaska, bless her heart, from, get this, she's originally from Louisiana, and she was living in Texas, and she moves to Alaska. Well, of course, they're under quarantine up there too. So she's been having to stay at home, and she is a pistol, guys. She's redheaded. I mean, she is just hilarious. And she suggested, because we were supposed to meet in Vegas for the spring break. And needless to say, I'm not in Vegas. But hey, what gets said on a coloring stream stays on a coloring stream, right, ladies? Yep, yep. Whoop, whoop. So anyway, she suggested that we do a cocktail hour, and she told me to get dressed up just like we would if we were going to Vegas and everything. Oh my gosh, two old broads getting dressed up, putting on their high heels, and to sit down and do a FaceTime on Facebook. That was basically what it was going to be. So I get all dressed up. I put my silly shoes on. You know, it's all going. And I'm like, all right. So I put on my silly shoes. I get totally dressed up. And all right, now I got to look. See, this is hard to do. You guys are right. Talking in color. We're going to go for some espresso now. And sure enough, at 8 o'clock my time, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon her time, we get the party going. Oh my gosh. She's got a little sparkly shirt on, all this. She went and did her hair. Yeah, okay, she pulled it back into a severe ponytail. So she said she was, I don't know if anybody here would even know who, was it Robert Plant? Had a video years and years ago, and they had this, and all the women were dressed in black dresses, and their hair was pulled back really severely. Well, that was her. All right, so now we're on espresso now. And it was so funny because then she gets up, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's that? And I was like, holy crud. She had jeans on with this fancy flashy top. She didn't have a dress. She didn't have, she had no high heels. She had tiger striped fuzzy slippers. I was so mad. But needless to say, with a couple more cocktails and laughing, 3 hours later, guys. Yes, addicted to love, Chica. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Addicted to love. That's exactly, she actually did the dance too. That's when I noticed about the jeans. But she had to do it with an air guitar. But literally 3 hours later, probably, I hate to say it, probably a bottle and a half of wine for me. And she was drinking tequila, just saying. It was, I'm glad that it was in our living rooms, because I don't think we needed to be in public. It would not have been in public. But it was a lot of fun. But, I had to go to get a shower and everything. So I did no coloring because I had to go get ready, put on makeup, all that of the film Cocktail. It was. And it was, I put on some music because her husband is Croatian, and they used to vacation quite a lot up in Europe. And they, when they went to Croatia one year, I can't think what it is, but it's Americano is the name. It's like a dance song. And she came back, and that's all she would play was this. And it's kind of like a dance music. And it was funny because that came on my Pandora, that song. And so we kind of had that go up a little bit loud. My poor husband wasn't here, but he walked in about an hour and a half into it. He just walked back out again, guys. He was like, I don't know what's going on, but if you can tell, I've had to change my setup a little bit because we I had to set it completely differently for the video chat. So, but hey, you know, something good out of Facebook, I think. Ah, uh-oh, what do we got going? Well, there is a tequila. Yeah, that tequila, I can't, guys. Oh, well, that and whiskey. You never want me on any type of whiskey, scotch, bourbon, any of that. It turns me into a sailor, and I say things that I don't even know I knew, and I use the words correctly, or at least in context correctly. It's pretty scary. So as you can see, our little mouse, he's starting to get really kind of fluffy looking, and that's kind of the idea. We're going to keep going. It's funny when doing this. I wanted him more fluffy, but I haven't figured out how to do that. And if I probably should have colored him first, maybe. But the little woodland creatures are always, they're kind of hard to find. We got to do his little feet. Yeah, it's weird. I think all alcohols, when people, if they do drink, it affects them very differently. I'm usually pretty safe with vodka. Nice, Lozzie. Nice face. Nice little green face there. My. So we have a beautiful day today, guys. You know, I was telling you how it's been snowing and raining and snowing. Today we have, you know, it's our last day, quote unquote, of our spring break. And of course, it's bright sunshine and beautiful outside. Wouldn't you know it? Just enough to make you mad if you were going back to school. So that's got to start. Oh, I had to do some of those videos too. Luckily, I did that before video chatting. Oh, Vicky, I have a feeling with the moves we know you can make with your dancing abilities, I bet tequila is a lot of fun with you. Because that's what tequila makes me want to do. Put on white go-go boots and dance on tables. So I try not to do that. Not very often. All right, so next we're going to go to 20% French gray. Where are we at? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's like having a 5 or 6 bingo cards. I have to look over. I have all my cards kind of set up, and they're all together. And I feel like I'm looking at 20 bingo cards looking for B22, but instead I'm looking for 20% French gray. Oh, Vicky. Now I'm a sparkling girl. I love my sparkles. I do love my sparkles. In fact, normally, well, I used to always have sparkling Sunday. Then I went back to work and realized that was not going to work on a Sunday because we got to go to work. Oh, let me show you one. So one of the things one of the tutorials was telling me is that if you get to a spot where it's supposed to be kind of like flat, or like the hairs are looking at or coming kind of at you, they say kind of just a buzz about. Listen to me. Okay, so we're going to do my little squiggles, but kind of do circles just like that, so that you get kind of that smooth finish. Their tails are kind of done like that too. In fact, I need to put some light color in his tail because this guy's tail is way too dark, but I don't know how to fix it. He's just going to look like his tail's in deep, deep shadow. Deep, deep shadow. All right, so all right, what was I saying? Let's see, where were we? Oh, the champagne and sparkles. So I used to do it on Sunday. We had sparkling Sunday. Well, then once I started work up again, you know, full time, quickly realized that was not a smart idea. So then we did sparkling Saturday. We've not done one in a while, but I like to put a little bit of, let's see, a little bit of elderflower liqueur, which is one of my favorites, by the way. Got totally hooked on that when we lived in England. Totally hooked on anything elderflower. I just went nuts. So as you can see, I'm still even doing stripes. Like I don't, even though you may not be able to see them, I still do a striation, and it lets a little bit of that white poke through too, and you get all those different shading and colors. And but again, always in the direction that we see that the hair, because that's kind of like the muscles and the rippling, and so it makes sense. But hair doesn't all go in the same direction on these little guys. But it does indicate, especially like if you look here, you can see the striations of it going this way. Well, that defined that little muscle. At least that's what the tutorials say that I've watched. Oh, thank you for all the thumbs ups. I give y'all thumbs up too. Oh, wait, where am I? Ooh, 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 ooh. thumbs up to you too. I have no idea where my camera is. I keep trying to do it to the computer, and you guys are way over on my right here. So, but the camera's not. Like I said, I had to set it up a little differently. Okay. Now let's see. He is pretty white compared to the other guys. Am I done with the colors? I don't think I am. Oh, well, now comes the fun part. So we're going to make his little nose and his little ear have just a hint of pink, because gosh knows that's the cute part. Sorry, I made myself a cup of tea because when I got done yesterday with all the giggling and laughing, oh, I was parched. Okay, so we're just going to go in. I'm going to take, oh, whoa. It's not French cray. What do we got? Rosy beige. We're going to do just a little bit and put it around his nose, just a hair. I'm going to kind of outline his nose a little bit with it. Kind of where they, and then I'm going to go back into that where it's actual fur, because you kind of, you don't just see the nose, but around the mouth a little bit, just a hair, just a little bit. All right. Oh. And then maybe back here with the mouth, and then don't forget his little feet. And it's funny because that little bit of color, and you guys are probably having a horrible time being able to see. And then up in the ear, we're going to do the ear is pink, and I'm going to do the edges just a little bit pink, or this rosy beige, sorry. Whoop, toes, nose, and ear. And then I'm going to come in with the peach and, oh, I think it's peach, is it? It is your light peach. And where is I have pencils everywhere, guys. And blush pink. So those are the three colors. Now I'm getting really good. I'm doing all three colors at one time. Look at me. Just kind of doing highlights. So this blush pink really adds a bright, and I like to kind of use it to make those little spots stand out a little bit more. And then I'll go in and do like a bit of a blend with the light peach. And what's kind of neat is where I've went with the Posca, it holds these light colors and makes them kind of stand out a little bit, which is kind of nice. It almost makes it a natural highlight. So here's our light peach. All right, it's got a cute little pink ear. There we go. So is it Christy who's coloring K? Wilkinson is the K for Christy? I'm, again, making assumptions that I probably shouldn't do. By the way, welcome. So glad you're here. All right, so our little mouse, I'm going to mess with him a little bit now. We're just going to kind of go back. I kind of take the colors that we've already used. I'm going to come in with an espresso. I want to darken him down just a little bit and give some more of the hair. I want him to be a little bit more. These guys actually have some brown. I need to go find out what that brown is, because I don't have any real brown in him. All right. What tutorial? Oh, Chica, you know what I did is I went out and I put in colored pencil. I think I did like mouse and then put in colored pencil, and I cannot remember. She is a colored pencil artist. She draws, and there was a couple of them. There was one that the mouse was on like a shaft of wheat. I wish I could remember the names. And let's see, what else did I? Oh, gosh. The funny thing is that when you do that, when you put colored pencil mouse, you get a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff too. Just so if you need Mickey Mouse stuff, you can just put in mouse, it comes up. But yeah, if you do a search like that, you'll see people. And then you can also, there's one young lady who I think it may have been the same artist. She does like bunnies. She does a little bunny face, a bunny rabbit. And again, anything with that kind of fur was really neat to go listen to and kind of listen to how they explained or why. And of course they showed it beautifully. I mean, it really, I mean, I can't compete with that, because drawing with colored pencils just amazes me. It really, really does. I think I'm looking for, all right. we're going to do, what do I want? I think we're going to do a dark brown, just to add a little. Oh, no, you know what? That's more of probably, let's see, is that light? Here we go. Now, see, this is what's good about the cards. I can look at it. Oh, I'm thinking I used some burnt ochre. I think that's what I used in that little guy. So I'm going to put, try to find my burnt ochre and just put just a little bit. Teeny tiny bit. Up. All right, we're on the search, guys. I have about 6 little jars full of pen. Oh, I found it. Of my colored pencils, so I got to go search for them. Oh, the other reason I moved you guys over here too is it doesn't pop as much as the other side. Remember how it was popping? Oh God, that was annoying yesterday. So sorry about that. Especially if any of y'all are listening with earphones. I've been having to watch a lot with earphones because my husband's here, and you know, so I watch a lot of my stuff on YouTube with earphones on. And boy, there's all kinds of noises that you hear when you have earphones on. Whew. All right. Oh yeah, it got him down a little bit. He's looking a little bit more like the other two. Uh-oh. Vicky, did you go have some tequila? Because you're being lovely with your lovely comment. Thank you so much. All right, Christy. That's great. Coloring K. Wilkinson. Its name is Kirsty, not Christy. I'm so sorry. That is a Kirsty. Very nice. I got somebody banging on the bottom. Well, you know, maybe if I had a proper coloring assistant. Actually, I was thinking about this, guys, because we were talking about having a coloring assistant. I don't want a coloring assistant. I want a technology advisor. Oh, this is always so stressful whenever I try to do this. I think I would probably do more lives if I just didn't get so nervous about the technology, and you know, I can't control as much. A bit of a control freak sometimes. Just sometimes. You wouldn't know it. All right. Oh, Vicky. So I was watching you earlier, then my husband came and wanted to talk to me. And see, technology advisor. Wouldn't you want that, Vicky? Come on, come on. Vicky's pigeons. I hope they're not technology advisors. What do you need to control? Yeah, there's me. Oh, well. Probably a little bit of everything, Sammy. But anyway, so my husband came in while Vicky was on, and Vicky's using her little cards, you know, showing which zigs, and she's doing this. And he goes, "Is that you?" I said, "No, I don't have fingernails that nice." I said, "That's Vicky." And he's going, "Wait a minute, she does those cards too?" I said, "Actually, it's because of Sammy and Vicky that I do the cards." I said, he goes, "Y'all are all like that?" And I'm like, "Yep, we're all like that." All right, I'm going to throw one extra one in here that I haven't used yet, but I want to kind of, actually, you know what? I need to use the putty again. That's what I need to use. So we're going to go to Putty Beige. Putty Beige, where are you? Now I got to find it. No Putty Beige. Oh, Putty Beige. And I keep picking up the same one. So annoying. Putty Beige, where are you? Nope. All right, now I need a coloring assistant because I can't even find my own colors. Where is it? Don't mind me if I growl. There it is. Oh, because Putty Beige looks gray. All right. I'm just going to go back over everything and kind of deepen him down because there's a lot of white still showing through. So I'm kind of using that Putty Beige as his base coat. But again, I'm just going to keep doing stripes or little flicks and striations or whatever. See, I can actually do just marks. I don't have to always do circles. Okay, I'm going to let you have that, Vicky. You can be the crazy pigeon lady. Uh-oh, what did Lost? I wonder how the poor little pigeons are doing without, you know, you there. They're probably moved into your apartment. Or is it a flat? Again, you know, I need to quit my assuming. Don't you guys do that, though, with everybody? You're like trying to figure out people's, you know, kind of like to visualize them. And you start thinking, where do they live? What do they live in? What does it look like? Of course, I have everybody in cute little, you know, fairy tale cottages and stuff. I think that that's the best way. All right, I am going to stop on my little mouse. Oh, I say that and then I'm like, oh, except for one thing. Isn't that always the case? I'm going to add just a little bit of chocolate on his tail, just a hair. See, I'm probably going to mess his tail up. But their tail is funny because it is pretty smooth. And it is usually slightly, at least my little mice, they're usually a little bit, my little field mice. There we go. It wasn't much, but it was a little. Let's see, what are we talking about, ladies? What do we got? Colors will repair. Oh, that would be a good one. See, if we have a technology assistant, they could be typing in the colors like instantly. Yeah, no, I agree. Otherwise, I would. Otherwise, I end up having these all over the place so that I don't forget. I mean, seriously, people. That's so when I go back, if I do put in the colors and stuff for my videos, I know what I'm looking at. Instead of having to listen to every little thing I say, because, you know, you guys, bless your hearts, listen to what I'm saying. Me, having to listen to myself twice, not so much fun. So thank you for listening. Lozzie, change your, Lozzie, you need to change your screen name to Uh-oh, Lozzie. I'm glad everybody's jolly. We need to be, but you know what? This has a lot to do with the fact that Vicki orchestrated this. I think we've had a weekend of really fun coloring alongs with people, getting to chat with people. Oh, and you know, yesterday somebody requested the lovely little snail. So we're gonna do the snail next. Is everybody excited about the snail? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing though. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this first and then come back in. All right, hold on. So my snail, I don't have like a set little thing. Let's see. We're going to do a little bit of the brown because he's kind of, if you look, he's a little bit like a green tortoise, a tortoise shell. Tortoise shell on a snail. Snail's like, no, it's snail shell, not tortoise shell. Probably take offense to that. I should be careful. I have a bunch of very slow, angry snails on my doorstep. Of course, they won't be here till the fall because it'll take them that long to get to my doorstep, but they'll be angry. Okay, now I went off into La La Land. Sorry, guys. This is where my brain goes, just letting you know. Oh, by the way, my husband has left to go grocery shopping, I think, because he does not want to listen to his insane wife. He has to listen to her enough. Bless his heart. Oh, I didn't tell you guys what that was. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry about that. Fell down. That was chocolate. Chocolate. That was chocolate. All right, got it? We got it. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. And now, because I haven't used it yet, we need some marine green because, you know, again, I haven't used it. I'll put that over there. It doesn't look very green. All right. So I just kind of mix it and do the little stripes as well. Get kind of that, again, the little tortoise shell idea. Plus maybe a little moss growing on him. Maybe that's it. I got a moldy snail. Anybody else have moldy snails? I do right now. Boop. All right, let's see. Around and around where she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. And then I want to, we're going to put in a bit of, I really do feel like a bingo collar because it's like I have to go. We're going to put in a little bit of 20% French gray. 20% French gray. Here we go. Just to kind of put those little browns in there. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. It's a teeny tiny shell, right? We've already used at least 3 colors. Insanity, insanity, but fun. So there's happiness in my madness. There's no rhyme or reason, but there's happiness in my madness. Oh goodness, Vicki, $560. $560. All right, so I have to say, so if you go to my Goodreads and you see my to be read, I used to, I kind of used it as a place to keep up with what books. And then now I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to read the books that are on my shelves, which, by the way, physical books, I think I have 69 still on my shelves. And then I have audiobooks, which I think I have 25 audiobooks possibly that I have purchased but not listened to yet. And then 40 something on my Kindle. So I'm really trying to focus on that this year, the stuff that I have, and trying to get it, whittled down. So what I have taken to doing is I'm actually saving my list of books that I want to read, like that I get from other people that are recommendations this year. I'm starting to put it on Pinterest, and I'll just, take a little pic, go find a picture of it, whether it's on Amazon or whatever. And then I put who recommended it and when. And because if I keep putting those all on my Goodreads, it's just going to get insane. And Goodreads doesn't let me note who suggested it. Oh yeah, those Kindles have lots of space. I'm trying to get myself to read Kindles more so that I'm not getting so many books, but I still really like, and I like hardbacks, which is even worse, I know, but I do like a lovely, lovely hardback. We're going to grab, let's see, this is going to be a combo, guys. We're going to do putty beige, and we're going to switch it up a bit and go for olive green. So we got putty beige and olive green. Just kind of circling them around, starting to get some of those highs and darks and lights. But yeah, so that's one of the things. You can make a tag for people. Exactly. So like if there is somebody, or buddy reads, you can also, put the added, you just put edit, and you would put like, Sammy wants to buddy read this with me or whatever. And, I use my Goodreads for more now I don't add anything to it. Except I move my books and keep track of which ones are on my shelves, which ones aren't. And then, of course, what I'm reading. So I've been trying to use that. And then I use it for reference, like to go and read up on a book to see if it's something I'd be interested in. So I do that, but just adding, because I have over 500 books, I think, on my TBR. Thank you, Lozzie. See, I knew I loved you. So a lot of people are like, no, it's paperbacks. And I don't know. If I'm going to keep a book, it's going to be in hardback. Now, I will say it's not easy to travel with. That's where the Kindle really does well. If I'm traveling, the Kindle does, I really appreciate that a lot. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to show you what I did with to make him look like he has a little bit of like the dark gooey bit, because they're kind of dark and gooey. I'm going to bring back in, oh my gosh, people. I've now lost my Posca. How? There it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to do the little whiteout trick, even on these thin lines, because I like the way that it kind of adds a natural highlight too. So we're going to go up and over. And this is that Posca. This one I love this one. I need to get some more. This is the 0.1 because it has, the little nib is like plastic and it's really fine detail. I've tried some other like pins like Poscas, but they're not Posca pins, and I haven't liked them as much. So, and I'm going really light. You have to, because I don't need I don't need to white it completely out, but I just want to diminish it so that I can color over it. He's a little detailed little dude. All right. So we highlighted him. Look, he almost disappeared. Poof. And he's gone. All right, Lulu, I was asking you yesterday, I want to know what is cooking for dinner, because now you're just teasing. I had to, what did I have to do the other day? I was thinking, I had to do with cold pizza for breakfast, lunch today. So my own fault. I just didn't cook anything. Let's see. We got pasta and meatballs for Lozzie Jane. What are you having, Lulu? Look, she's teasing us. Do you think she's still listening? Lulu! No, you're not. We're supposed to have a lamb roast for Easter, and it's still in the refrigerator, and I want it. Okay, Vicky, what's barbecue in your part of the world? All right, we're gonna start doing the gooey bit. So I take my chartreuse, my lime, and we're gonna grab my olive green. So let me, if I can find it. Let's see. You grill it. So what are you grilling? Is it beef? Is it steak? Is it hamburgers? Oh, Lulu, no. She's not making me happy. Telling me I'm going to have lamb with mint gravy. Ah, rub it in, rub it in. All right. So when you think about it, if you look over at this little guy, I've got the darker spot in the middle. So that's going to kind of tell you. And then you can see this lighter bit. And this is what's cool because the Posca, when I go over it with that chartreuse, that really kind of pops out. And it kind of gives it an ooey gooey look. As we're talking about lamb, look at the snail. Whoa, Vicky. So that would be D, all of the above. Beef, chicken, and sausages. Nice. All right, so sorry, I'm getting distracted by y'all's menus. All right, so I'm just going to go here where I want a little bit darker and just kind of very lightly as always. Because remember, with any of these things, you can always go darker, but you can't lighten up. And I'm just kind of looking for the middle of this little ooey gooey snail. We're just going to put a couple little dark spots. Oh my gosh, I almost sound like Bob Ross. A couple little happy dark spots, just little circles with the happy little snail. Yeah, it was a horrible impression. Come on over, there's plenty. You know, I'm starting to realize that, man, and I'm supposed to cook tonight. And y'all, I cook like rubbish. If it's longer than 30 minutes, should not be cooked by me. I don't have, it's funny, I can color for hours, I can read for hours, I can do paint by numbers for hours, but I cannot concentrate when cooking enough, like long enough to get a proper, nice, I get like just distracted, and before long, nope, just not even interested. All right, so he's got a little bit of glow, and that's what that Posca, that underneath Posca kind of does, which is kind of cool. And now I'm going to come in with my lime peel. So that was the chartreuse, and now we're going to do the lime peel. Oh, really? Are we still talking food? Oh, that's so sweet, Kirsty. Thank you. Cuddle. Those little mice are kind of cute, though, aren't they? I assume it's the mice. Well, you might want to cuddle the snail. Snails are kind of cute in their own way, I'm sure. Their mamas think they're cute, right? Hey, I like snails on my page. They don't need to be in my garden, but they can be on my page. And now I'm going to darken that up quite a bit because I want to get more of that little gooey body with a little bit of shine. And I'm going to work on on the shell a little bit more because I don't think it's strong enough in contrast. Let's see. Okay, he's looking gooey. All right, let's bring in some of those darker colors for a snap. More brown. We need more brown on that shell. Thank you, Kirsty. Guys, this is practice. It's funny because even looking in this book, so this was probably 2 years ago, I think is when I did this page. And looking at my attempt at bokeh and how, oh, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong page. I mean, these are definite little circles. There wasn't a lot, the best blending I probably got was there. And I just think about it because we all progress and it's practice. And that's what art is. Art is practicing and watching other people and being willing to learn from them. So it's very funny to kind of look, and even this page all the way, because I've done a couple all the way over here, there's so much in these 2 pages that I would do differently now. In fact, I'm looking at it going, did I finish this page? Because it doesn't look finished to me. Let's see. Can you show us? Oh, well, there you go. You're seeing them right now. Just you ask and boom, you shall have. But I look at this and there's still a lot here that I would do differently. Oh, sorry. Or I'm just looking and going, is it really finished? Like for me, because I know I can add so many layers to the tree. You know, the sky looks, it's one of my earlier attempts of sky, and I'm like, oh, I could do this a little differently. So it's progress, it's process. Oh, but thank you very much. And then another one you look at, and you can tell I'm starting to get blending a little bit better, you know, and also color choices are getting a little bit. It's just, you know, when you first start, give yourself room to grow. I mean, all of us have. I mean, Sammy and Vicky and anybody. And the only reason I'm on YouTube, to be honest with you, is not because I think I'm a better colorist than everybody else and you should learn from me. Oh, zucchini kitty, yay. What I really believe is I want to show you my evolution, and if I have a technique that you then can incorporate, great. We're all learning from each other. And that's why I hang out on YouTube so much. But like even this one, you know, really choosing those colors, having, this is one of my first attempts at a more of a controlled palette or a minimal palette, you know. Not that there isn't a lot of pencils in here because to get all the shading, but in general, the same colors. So very, very, that's kind of the process, but I can tell which ones I did first. So this one I think was one of my very first ones that I did in this book. And again, you're also learning things like what pencils work. And then as you keep going, you know, I get to this and I want to try the little spots. You know, my bee looks pretty good. He is, oh, but I'm pointing to the one that you guys can't see. All right, my bee looks okay. I like the way, you know, I must have went out and looked at the bee. And so I can kind of look at that and I'm like, okay, that's good. I like the orange combination. I like the orange and purple. The white flowers, probably one of my first attempt at white flowers. And it becomes fun because you see the progress, but you can't hold yourself to anybody else's standards, anybody else's experiences. Just enjoy and see what you're doing. I mean, my mind just gets lost. I start creating stories. You know, my little snails probably have stories in my head, and we just get talking about, you know, in my head, I'm talking to the snails. They're having a little story. You know, I'm like, you know, almost looks like they're ready to have some type of like a card game. Just bring the cards. You know, he needs cards. He could have some cards. You know, kind of like the dogs on Velvet playing poker. Maybe the snails, the dealer. You know, it needs to be fun. It needs to be fun. All right, we're going to add in, I want to get a little bit deeper colors because he's going to be on also this type. Oh no, he's going to be on this type of mushroom. So I want to make sure he stands out on that little mushroom. So yeah, I haven't done enough in this book, but it's part of it is I really don't want to run out of this book either. I do have the Color Haven one, and I want to get in and do some of in that one in the magazine itself. All right, yeah, I'm liking him better. It's not my favorite yet, but I think what I need to do, because he is on white, I think that's what's getting me is he's on white. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and start this mushroom. Now it's funny because this mushroom, I'm going to do like this one, so you can kind of see they have similar bottoms. They have big old bottoms. The snail's a slippery bloke. That oh, Kirsty's one of those. The snail. Kirsty's gonna be one of those. Got your puns ready, huh? Hey, Mona. Thanks for joining. All right. So, oh gosh. So if you're okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create this little mushroom. He's gonna have. So my idea is this one grows up and turns into that. So let me go get that little reminder of what colors I used and all of that. I mean, please tell me other people make up stories when they're coloring their pictures. Because otherwise I probably shouldn't mention that ever again. All right, I am looking for, oh, wait for it. Do I not have it? Don't mind me going through. Oh, well, that'll be interesting. Hmm. All right. We are going to start with the French gray, 20% French gray. Where are you? And I'm just going to do a little bit of a base coat. You have to be careful also because Prismas work so well on this in this book that even a light layer puts a lot, I mean a lot of pigment down. It's crazy how many. Let's see. So I don't want it too much. Thank you, Mona. That's really nice of you to say. I really appreciate that. Ooh. All right. Let's see. So we're just going to start kind of with the base. And I have a tendency always to start at the bottom when I'm kind of replicating something because, you know, it can look a little different on the bottom. So we're just going to really exciting color here. We're going for the French gray. And I'm just going to put it over the whole thing at this point. Except I might, well, we'll see. See, as soon as I say something, I start going, well, it's a creative process. You got to let the pencils flow. Is that an exciting color, guys? Are y'all like just so thrilled with French gray 20%? It's got to be very exciting. I was trying to explain to my husband how great I love the discussion about the colors yesterday that Rain started asking us what our 5 favorite colors were, things like that, and how passionate people were about certain colors and how we all got excited or we would remember a color. And I was laughing so hard because I looked at him, I said, you know, we were all so excited. And it was like talking about old friends or favorite movie stars. You know, somebody would say peacock green. And we're like, yeah, that's a beautiful color. My husband, he just looks at me and smiles. This really, my husband's English, but he has the best bless your heart smile I've ever seen. He's really good at it. I guess he's been around in the South a little bit with me. He's picked that one up. But it totally reads like that. Totally. Wait a minute. Who had Greek food? Sammy had Greek food? Oh, gosh. Guys, some great ethnic cooking because I don't cook ethnic. But you know, I am dying for some Thai or Vietnamese or Indian. Oh, good Indian curry type. Oh, and I just don't cook it here at this restaurant in my house. My restaurant's very limited, very, and I don't have a place that I can easily get that from and like delivered because I'm in the boonies. And it would mean getting in the car, which implies putting on real pants and real shoes. So that's always that too. I should have told my husband to. Oh, did he keep his accent? Okay, so this is funny. My poor little hubby. All right, his name is Simon, and no, he doesn't. Well, he likes to try to do drawings. His name is Simon, and Simon was born in Manchester, and his family, a big portion, are Auntie Kath and Uncle Ron, who are the most amazing English auntie and uncle you could have. Quintessential, adorable, just love them. I'm so lucky to have them. They still live in Manchester, and they have that Manchester accent when they speak, which is adorable. Love it, and it fits them perfectly. Now, his mom and dad were both born also in Manchester, but their accents have kind of changed as they moved around. Simon was born in Manchester, but then they moved to Bournemouth, which is really far south, down on the coast of South England. For those that don't know England, I'm preaching to the choir a little bit here. And what's interesting is he then, when he was about 18 for college or uni, he went to London. So here he has this Manchester accent, but they moved when he was about 7 to Bournemouth. So then that accent comes in. Then he moves to London, and you know, that's just crazy, all of it. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of sepia. Hold on a second. To start putting in some shadows. And it's so funny because then he moved to Brooklyn, New York. He was in New York for a little while, and then he moved to Texas. And Texas is probably outside of London, the place that he spent most of his life. So we go back to England, and when we go back, people have no clue where he's from. They'll never guess he's English, though, which is funny. However, here in the States, the minute he opens his mouth, everybody's like, "Oh, you're from England. Where are you from?" Like they hear it. I don't hear it at all. I just hear Simon. That's all I hear. I don't hear an accent or anything. But when he gets on the phone with his Auntie Kath and Uncle Ron, oh, and us Americans are suckers for British accents. We really, really are. Oh man, I love it. I get all hot and bothered when he starts talking with that Manchester accent. Oh, it's so adorable. So he does have it. It changes depending on where he's at, which I think is really funny. And I just hear Simon most of the time, except for whenever we go visit his family. So yeah, ooh, it's something else. You know, I'm sorry, I meant to look. I think it was Lulu. Wait, it's popping. Lulu. This picture, I feel like all of her drawings are very, very storybookish, and I love that. As a kid, I would have loved to been able to draw like this and color and have books even like this. I think that they're adorable. And it is very storybookish, which makes it great because you can kind of make it, I'm not having to go for ultra realism. So I can do like fun things like the different shades with the mushrooms and stuff like that. And then, just a little bit of realism, but it doesn't have to be ultra. But yeah, no, I'm telling you. Though I don't know of any of my old storybooks that would have had mice playing cards, but for some reason I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it's because I was supposed to be in Vegas this week and I've got cards and blackjack and everything else. And look, we got our relief snail coming in, or maybe he's the pit boss watching everything. That could be. Oh, hi, Emily. Wow, thank you so much for joining in. I was trying to watch you last night, and then I had to get on with a friend of mine. I was telling the story earlier about this crazy friend I have up in Alaska, and it was so funny because I was trying to watch you and get ready at the same time. Boy, you know how to work technology. That's who we should have. Emily, you need to do like a whole little, almost like a Patreon thing and invite all of us YouTube streamers and stuff to come and learn how you do all your technology. You are amazing. Your little emoticons and stuff, that was so fun. It's like, oh, all right. So I'm going to go around and put in a couple. I'm extending some of those lines so that they don't look so harsh and black. So we'll just kind of go those around. And then I'm going to go ahead, because since I'm putting in shading now, I'm going to go ahead and start putting my little shadows with those little bumps, because the idea, I don't know over here, you want those bumps. I'm kind of like thinking that they're bumpy and they need to look 3D. She is, Lozzie Jane. Isn't she amazing? Yeah, we were saying earlier, Emily, instead of having color assistants, I would like to have a technology advisor. And you do it so smoothly. That's the part that gets me. So I'm just putting in little shadows. Little shadows here and there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little shadow underneath my little, what did you say earlier? What was it that we were saying? Oh, about the snails. They were not, well, we said slimy, but I can't remember. Kind of, see, that's a thing with old age. Remembering stuff becomes such a challenge. Oh, look, yep, you're being nice, being very, very nice. They're only about you get hung up. I have watched a couple of your streams and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, get hung up. Oh, and that was not fair. You actually, yeah, you definitely win for all the streams, because for cuteness overload, she had pictures of like 6 little kittens. I think it was 6, Emily, that were all around. They were so adorable. All right. Now something else. So I haven't used my Posca on this, and you see how I'm coming around and using a shadow. I'm doing that because when I do my Posca, it will give it a little bit of a shadow to give a curvature, just a little bit. I say a little bit a lot. I was doing a video the other day for my kiddos that I have to put up in my Google Classroom, And I was sitting there going, thank goodness these kids don't drink. They could do a drinking game to how many times I say so. I don't know what is it. Why do we get words in our vocabulary and then we just use them over and over? And they change over time. It's not always the same one. The kids would be out of their minds if they did that. All right. So what else what am I doing here? We're gonna go. I thought I wrote down this mushroom, but I did not write down all my colors. So I'm kind of all right, going by the seat of my pants. Yeah, sorry. The whole drinking game. Yeah. Do you ever catch that though? Like if you watch somebody, I always think of Graham Norton, who, by the way, is one of my favorite TV personalities of all time. Um, and every time he does the that he does, he's just, I'm like, if we'd made that into a drinking game, I wouldn't make it through the second guest. But I love him. Absolutely love him. Let's see. I'm looking again. Why? You know why? Because I always think, all right, we're going to do that putty beige again. So putty beige, isn't this funny? I mean, if you look at it, that's the color, which is kind of a brown color, but its barrel is a gray, and that's why I can't ever find it when I want my putty beige. Six more kittens right now. That's funny. No, I don't think anybody would notice 6 extra cats wandering around. All right. Oh, there we go. Get that off there. I don't want to confuse people. I'm not using the sepia anymore. I'm now using putty beige. And because it is a little bit heavier of a color than the original French gray, I do start kind of at the bottom for those to start getting more of that shading, because I know I can go in and then I can lighten it up as I move up. I love all these mushrooms. I love coloring mushrooms. And these are begging to be done in red. Like, I totally can see somebody doing this in really, really bright colors. But because we're doing, you know, our woodland theme, and I wanted it to be a little bit more of a realistic woodland, you know, for where mice and snails play cards, because that's realistic. But I totally could see somebody with, you know, especially those zigs that Vicky was using today. Oh, those little red cherry type or berries that you did. That red for these two little guys would be, oh, be amazing. Has anybody else done this picture? I didn't even think to ask. Because I just think it's funny, or really neat, not funny. It's really, really cool when you see other people, like, just changing the color scheme changes the feel of everything. It's just, you know, it's the same drawing, but just by doing it in different colors, it really makes it feel really different. I mean, you could have made this a night scene and it would have, well, you might be able to, I could, but you know, it could be, you know, a very almost Alice in Wonderland look with really vivid colors and stuff. I could just imagine. I think that's neat whenever we have like color-a-thons or whatever, and somebody, you know, we all color a similar picture, and then you start seeing them go up on Instagram and you see them all with the different colors. It's just amazing. Emily, they're going to convince you to keep all those kittens. I'm just saying. The enablers are out and they're strong. The enabling is strong with these ones. All right, let's see. Just keep putting this on just a little bit, building up those colors. Now, the other thing is that he's an older mushroom, so he doesn't have to exactly match. And he's in a brighter position, right? Okay, that's what I'm telling myself. 7 cats is a good number. Shannon. What, a cat to pet every week, every day of the week? This is my Tuesday cat. All right. And where are we going next? Lord, Lord, Lord. You know what? We're going to go get the dark brown if I can find it. Here I go hunting again. Nope. Nope. Yeah, found it. All right, so now we're going to, and I kind of start using this to not only blend, but also continue putting in deeper little shadows and stuff so that I can then add more colors in. All right. Here we go. And around now. I'm not doing as many circles. I know how y'all love my circles so much. Some more flicking and swishing. There we go. So Emily, I was going to ask you that. So I assume that they're picking on you for putting tea in the microwave. Yeah, I didn't realize that was such a faux pas whenever I was younger. Instead, instead of going and warming it up, what does my husband do? He just throws half a thing of tea away. I'm like, well, don't make fun of me for warming up. At least I'm not wasting tea. But we don't even have a microwave anymore. When we moved into the cottage, I was like, nope, don't need it. And we just have a little toaster oven. It was a really nice one, and that has been working great. And if I want to warm it up, the best I do is I just go add more hot water in it and soak the tea bag a little longer. The horror they did. I know it was the horror. Microwaving your tea. Yeah, no, I literally almost dropped, and it's funny. If anybody knows the British comedy Keeping Up Appearances, and Hyacinth brings over a friend all the time, and she really breaks the china and all that every time she's there because she's so nervous. Well, when I was staying for the first time, and I was just meeting Auntie Kath and Uncle Ron and his mom and dad, it was the first time ever. I had made a cup of tea and got distracted, surprisingly. Uh, got distracted, and it cooled down. And I had the tea in my hand, and I asked for the microwave, and they did have a microwave. And as I was putting in there, his mother, oh my gosh, holy cow. And she's a nice lady. She's teeny tiny. She's a lovely lady. She was absolutely lovely. But oh my, Rebecca. I can't do the accent. I wish I could. Oh, yeah, the faux pas indeed. I thought I just set back American relations and English relations by about 110 years. It was a tantamount to me throwing it in the Boston Harbor. I think she would have preferred me to do that than put it in the microwave. I think that would have been more acceptable. Yeah, I think it would have, now that I think about it. It was something else. Woo! So learn that lesson. Learn that lesson. But I do have to say, I'm sure it does make a difference. I just drink my tea now. I just drink the whole thing. And I'll drink. See, now that's the other thing, because I'm Southern, so I will drink into the corner. Yeah, talk about putting on a naughty step for that one. The what was it? I was just talking about. Oh, I forgot. Old age. I'm blaming old age, but I just think I'm daft sometimes. That's probably about it. I think that's what it is. Uh, oh, I know what I was saying. You will, okay, Vicky, go eat your dinner. That sounds like an amazing one. And thank you again for organizing all this. It's been amazing. Out of the kettle, preferably. Lozzie, drink tea out of the kettle, preferably. So it's so funny because as an American watching all of the English programs and all those period pieces, do you ever notice how they just sit around with those lovely little cups of tea and they're just chatting? You don't see them guzzle. They don't guzzle that tea. And the whole time I'm like, the tea's got to be cold because those little china, little tiny cups, because they get cold really quick. So I'm sorry if when I was watching, I was like, they're drinking cold tea. They got to be drinking cold tea. But with me being Southern, and this is cold tea does not bother me. I grew up on iced tea. So it's funny because, again, the horror looks that I get sometimes when I'm having my tea and they know it's cold just cracks me up. And it really it doesn't bother me. I'm like, it's tea. It's just now cold tea. They have microwave in their pockets. Yeah, because there were so many pockets in those big old dresses. But that's not real, Rebecca. It's not. I thought they all sat around in those big old dresses drinking it even now. Well, still, just saying, I think it's a little bit hypocritical when I watch their period BBC pieces, and I know those women are drinking cold tea. The things we think of. Microwaves in their pockets. Those big old dress, some of the size of those hoop skirts. I mean, and we had them in the South way back when. They could have had easily been smuggling a microwave or two. At least an electric kettle. At least an electric kettle. Just saying. Now, the English people will be very proud because I am a tea drinker. I actually have an electric kettle at my work. We have one here at the house, of course. In fact, my kids love it. They like to come in and turn it on and have to keep them away because it's hot. Oh, you know what my son did when he was young? I'm really giving a lot of secrets out about all the people. Notice I'm not telling you any stories about me. I'm telling stories about everybody else. Oh, wait, I forgot to put what I'm coloring with. Sorry, this is espresso. So we have one of those shiny stainless steel tea kettles. And my son was a little bit taller than counter heights when we were in England, so he was about 8 or 9 years old. And I hear this kind of yelp, and I run in there. My son's holding onto his nose. Well, kind of find out the little bugger was sitting there, and he was making funny faces in the stainless steel tea kettle, and got too close, and he burned the end of his nose. Thank you, CB, for checking in, and thanks for the compliment. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I do appreciate everybody, especially those of you that are over in England, because it's what? Oh gosh, here we go. Is it like 6:15 or so y'all's time? No, maybe 8. Gold star. I have 2, Lozzie. Have one at work and one at home. Actually, I use it so much. 7:15. See, right in the middle. I use it not only for tea, but I boil the water that way I don't have to wait for it on boil on the, like if I'm doing spaghetti and I want to boil the noodles, I use my kettle, get it boiling, and then pour that onto the the pot on the stove, and I use it all the time. It's very useful. I even convinced my mom to get one, but it's funny because she has a lot of appliances. Use them all, but she has a lot of appliances. I don't know that I needed to convince her to get yet another one. All right. Now I'm going to go back in with the original French gray, and kind of start doing that extra thick layer. It has been, Lulu. It really has. I think we were all needing it. Just a chance to kind of get together, focus on something that is fun, and most of us. I mean, nobody here is here because they have to be. They're choosing to be, and it's nice to get that energy. And I know I've had a fantastic time getting to meet some of you speak to you through YouTube that I haven't gotten to meet before. I don't do a lot of live streams, but I do like to try to join in when Vicky does her hosting if I can. And then, I do my coloring videos, but they're probably maybe one a month or so now because I have especially now because I'm about to start gardening. Um, I get really, really busy. And also with the light, it's staying light so much longer. I end up sitting outside a lot more, especially in the evenings. It's just lovely down by the river. So not as much coloring time in front of a camera, but I love connecting with everybody. It's such a great little community. It's so funny. We laugh, we joke. A lot of us are here because we have challenges in our life that may not let us out of the house as much, and it's nice to make those connections, definitely. You know what? We should put, okay, lots of our opinions. Yeah, I've kind of noticed this. Now, Lozzie, I only met you really this weekend, so I'm making, again, some more assumptions here. But Lozzie's got lots of opinions. I think she should be doing her tea etiquette. She could do that as a patron. We could do it in a double bill with Emily, because we could have Emily, doing a little bit of technology, trying to teach us, and the rest, any of us non-English streamers, we can learn the etiquette of tea. I'm thinking so. I think that's a good idea. And Rain can be in charge of questions to ponder during streams. I think she came up with some really great ones yesterday. Definitely. And Lulu's just going to tempt us with really good food. Lulu, are you back from eating already? Have you already had your dinner? Ooh. Lozzie. Uh-oh, Lozzie. I think that's a great channel name. Uh-oh, tea with Lozzie. Oh, yeah, there we go. We can do like a really fun little theme song and everything. So anytime we're having our tea, we're like, uh-oh, just sat down. Oh, nice. Enjoy. Bon appetit. There you go. Some lamb. Oh. I might have to try. My poor husband, he needs to do some work. He has a big meeting tomorrow, a Zoom meeting. I tell you what, guys, that's a lot of fun. All these Zoom meetings, I've been having them too. And us trying to do this in this little tiny cottage. We're practically, hiding in the bathroom doing Zoom meetings so that at the same time. And we don't know how to use those backgrounds. Color with a cup of cafe. Look, she's already got it. She's already got it. Now, okay, this is the deal. Lozzie, you want to set up an English tea shop here in America? Please do it here in Vermont. Where I live, it's really cool. So, this goes back to my husband. So I told you guys that he was born in Manchester, England. Well, it's interesting. This is our place that we're planning on retiring, and this being kind of our last forever home. At least that's the plans. Things change. But we live in a little place that is about 7 to 10 miles away from Manchester, Vermont. So he has gone full circle. There is we have a Dorset here in Vermont. We have what else do we have? We have quite a few English names here in Vermont. It has a heavy, heavy English influence. That and French as well. All right, what color do I want? There's something missing. Oh, you know what's missing? I'm going to grab the slate gray. I like that little look with this a little bit. So, no, wait, we're going to do the Posca first. So I'm going to do an outlining. And so if you can see, there's an outline here. We're going to add the white because I don't know how easy you can see. But if I come back in with the grays and stuff, they start going over the white a little bit. So it's a really nice little effect. So we're going to do that. Posca. All right. NB. Help me with that. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? What is that? I'm not thinking anything. That's the problem. Let's see. Whoop. Hey, Becky. Oh, thank you. I've been having a lot of fun with this picture. It's the artist. I have to tell you, the artist. Oh, I want to go to New Brunswick. Oh, I do want to get up there. I was going completely blank. Nova Scotia was the only thing coming to my head, and I knew Scotia did not have a B. Oh, that's a beautiful part. I want to come up there too. Well, I mean, Canada is our neighbor, definitely. Haven't went to Canada yet. Want to, but of course, right now that's not like the best idea. They'll be telling any Americans go away. It's funny. Some friends of ours that were down in Florida. They go to Florida in February after Valentine's Day. They own a chocolate company here. A little uh, chocolate. What was it called? Store. I guess it's a store, and they make their own chocolate. It's really good. They make some great ice creams too. But after big major holidays, they'll go, especially in the winter, they take off. So after Valentine's Day, they took off and went to Florida, and they were down there when all this started hitting with the COVID 2019 and 2019. I keep doing that, COVID-19. And I guess Canada like said, if you aren't back in the country by a certain date, that that was going to be it. That was you couldn't get back into the country or something like that. And of course, there was a lot of Canadians down in Florida. So when our friends were driving back, they said it was bumper to bumper from Florida all the way back up to Vermont, which is a long ways, people. It was and it was nothing but Canadians, and they were coming out because they have their winter homes and stuff, and they go to Florida quite a lot. They said it was just crazy, and that was but everybody wanted to get back in because of course, and I think what it was is that if they got sick while they're in the United States, Canada wasn't going to pay for the treatment. I don't know. I mean, it sounds really harsh, so I'm probably really messing that up. But it was something along that line, or just everybody was smart enough to go, no, we need to get home so that if we do get sick, we're taken care of. I don't know. It could have been that, but that was what she was saying. There was just so many cars heading back up, which was amazing. Wait a minute. Sammy cooks her own Greek food? Does she deliver? Get to paddling. Get to paddling. All right. So I've done. How am I feeling about this? Let's look and see. So as you can see, we can see the white, but it also diminishes those lines. Like I was saying, I did go over each one of like these little spots and kind of highlight it to get it that kind of, and I'll do a little bit more with the shadowing to kind of make them look more textural. So now I'm going to go in. Yeah, this is my slate gray. This is a neat color. I love this color. I use it, as you can see, I've used it a lot in this picture for a lot of highlights. In fact, that's what he's kind of missing. He's missing a little slate gray. Maybe I'll put some in him too, just to kind of make him match a little bit more because he's more of a brown. Yep. Little mouse, he's getting a little bit of gray, slate gray. That's a pretty color. That would be one rain I really like too. Coming back from the States. Oh, I like coming back from the States. It doesn't surprise me. I know, my husband last night came back from going and checking on our apartment in New York, and he was very, very specific. I told, we had this whole like, it was funny though, the amount of mail that he had to pick up was hilarious. But he's saying that, maybe I'll go down again in 2 weeks so that we don't have to, so we can get the mail a little easier because he had to wait for the post. I think she's a woman, a post person, the postal worker to bring it to him. Whereas if he goes back in 2 weeks, it'll probably still be at the apartment. So anyway, I told him, I said, well, you've got to stay here for at least 14 days because I want to make sure that, because I hate the thought of him getting sick down there by himself. That was one of our when this all started, I was so glad his company jumped on the bandwagon of, work from home as quick as they did. I'm very, very thankful for that. So that he would be here, so that if he did get ill, I mean, yeah, I'll get ill too, but at least we're together and hopefully can help each other because that was just my big thing. So yeah, I can imagine, so many people wanting to get back home and be places where they can have that support. was very important. All right, I'm going to sharpen this really quick. Oh, Lester. Wait a minute. Who's asking about Lester? Patty? Because Lester's actually where my sister-in-law and her family live. We went and visited there. That's a pretty little town too. That's got some neat little spots. We went and watched a football game there. That was a lot of fun. All right, so I'm going to put in this slate gray and start kind of going in. And as you can see, I'm going to be going over my white, which is the Posca. And that's what I like about Posca, because now I can tint it. Now I won't ever get it dark, but I don't want it dark. It gives a good highlight, but you can start building colors on it a little bit. And you do end up like flaking some of it off sometimes. And I think it just adds even better. So we're putting in some gray down here. This is a little too light up in here. So we're going to put in some more shadows. Make it look bumpier. Do you, Lozzie? Interesting. So the next time I come over there, if I come to Leicester, I can come and see what a proper pot of tea is like then, huh? Is that, or do you already have your tea shop set up over there? All right. So as you can see, I went kind of quiet, but you can, so I'm going to do it up here maybe so that now it's a lighter gray, light gray, but it's still, and I just love that about doing the Posca, because it makes the black lines disappear. It gives you more of an edge of making it look more like you're welcome anytime. You know what though? I'm gonna feel like that next door neighbor if I sit the bouquet and be shaken and worried I'm gonna drop your finest china. Gosh, I sure hope we can all get moving around again. We're always worried about Auntie Kath and Uncle Ron. If anything happens to them, we're stuck over here because they are amazing people. But I'm sure so many of us have that in some version or another. All right, just gonna keep adding. This is a little bit too harsh, so we're gonna, here we go. So that's just your little slate gray. Okay, so talking about humor, Lozzie, that is how my husband and I met. He was the first guy that I had ever met in my life. Number one, I took over his old job. He has horrible handwriting. I was complaining about it. So some guy told him, you might want to come over and you know, meet this girl, because it was when I was a girl. And he he came over, and I started giving him some crud really quick, like being a smart aleck and being sassy, because okay, that's me. And you know, he went toe to toe with me. Like, he was able to keep up. He had the sense of humor. And it wasn't mean, it wasn't nasty, it was funny. And it was clever. And you know, he had me at that. And literally, that's the first time I'd ever met somebody who could just keep up and get my sense of humor and where I was going, and you know, and precede me. I mean, he got there a couple times quicker than me. Only a couple though. Only a couple. So I to this day, I just think that's I don't know. You always, whoever you find that ends up being kind of that person, whether it's male or female, whether it's your husband or your best friend, which, you know, you're very fortunate when it can be both, right? Or your wife or your partner or any of that. It's just nice when somebody gets you. It feels good. He does. I watched the Best British Bakery Show. Nice. And they travel plans, of course. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? See, I would do that for bookstores and nurseries. I love the nurseries over there, the garden. centers and stuff that they have. And yeah, I love going to those. Talk about some good cups of tea at the garden center too. All right, this is way too bright down here. So we're going to start really, see how this one's, yeah, it's too bright. I've left too much white. So I'm going to have to, once I put this down, we're going to start bringing it back. Bringing, not sexy back. Instead, we'll be bringing probably French gray back. That's probably one of the most unsexy colors we got is be French gray. Cool. Yeah, it's funny. We watch a lot of British shows, and I'm always telling my husband, "You've never taken me there. You never taken me there." And he's just he gets so mad. He's like, because when we go there, we go visit family and stuff. But England's not small, and you want to spend time in the places that you go to. So at least I do. And I feel bad because I would be happy to take a holiday, all my holidays back in England because there's a lot to see, a lot to experience. And of course, that's his home country. And I just get worried that he's like, oh, okay, been there, done that. But he tells me all the time, he's like, there's so much that we go and do now that they didn't do. They didn't travel a whole lot when they were younger in and around the country that much. So there's a lot that he hadn't seen. All right, let me find that really amazing French gray. Okay, so yesterday, what was it? We were saying that the whole stream was brought to you by basically marine green. Today, this episode is brought to you by 20% French gray. Lupins from Iceland. Ooh, I might have to go look that up. Because I have a lupin here. It's a huge, huge lupin. It's called Governor something. Blue Governor or just the Governor. It might be just the Governor. And it's really big. So it'd be interesting to know. Oh, see, now I already forgot. I'm supposed to be down here darkening these little bubbles here. I started coloring up there. All right, so I'm diminishing it a little bit because this should be a little bit darker, I would think. It's so far in the understory, it should be a lot darker. But we're starting to get a blend too. I don't know if y'all have noticed that. If you've noticed that it's starting to blend. So I'm sorry, Lozzie, which one do you love? Here we go. All right. But yeah, so I kind of like that the French starts blending it a little bit. I say that again. Seriously. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So I like the snail. He's standing out. See, I think that was kind of key, was to get that colored in, because I was going to keep messing with that snail too much, and before long he's been practically black. So, oh, nice. Okay, so I would like to do that one time. My mom and I flew into Iceland going to Amsterdam one time, and I wanted to kind of do that over, staying just a little bit over for a couple of days too. That's supposed to be really great. It's brought to you by, oh, I got it, Lossie. I know. I seem to, I don't know. It's just what happens. We end up with the same colors kind of going. All right. You know what? We're going to get daring. We're going to bring in some espresso. Okay. I know we've been doing espresso too. Just to kind of, I want to really start darkening this up. I want some highlights, but I want this down here to be a little darker, because I just think that it should be, because it's in those shadows. It's sticking out a little too much. This little bumpy bum down here. But I want to keep the bumps. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, see where I was able. This is covering and doing really well with the Darn it. The Posca covering it up too, but still getting it. It almost gives it a texture, which is really kind of neat. All right. Okay. That's still not looking right. Guys, why is it not looking right? Mm-mm-mm. Trying to think what I need to do. There's a color I probably should be using, and I can't think which one to use to just kind of make me feel better about it. We'll go back to the riveting putty beige, see if that's going to help. And I grabbed the wrong one again. Oh, thank you. It's, you know, I'm sure all of us do this when we're coloring and we get to this one. Okay, that's making me a little happier. A little magic of putty beige. Oops. Putty beige. It's a little bit better. It's not quite, yeah. But see, it's funny because, like, again, if somebody wanted to know what colors I use, it's so hard. If I didn't do the videos, you wouldn't see how often I go back to the same ones. I'm kind of bouncing between them. All right. And now I'm going to use, because this putty beige is kind of helping do the blending. See, that looks too harsh. So we're going to work on that too. That's why to just tell somebody, oh, these are the colors I used. It's hard. It's hard to tell, like how much pressure were you using when you're starting it? Because, you know, every time you put it on, it looks a little bit different. All right. Oh, I know what color I've been forgetting for this. And yeah. Duh. Sorry. Oh, Patty, I didn't realize you're doing. Oh, Lovebirds by Joanna Basford. Okay, so everybody, Patty, have you already went? Oh gosh, Patty, what time are you starting? Is it after me? Right after me? Because everybody needs. Because I got to go over there. I don't know that I've been following you. I didn't realize you streamed too. Awesome. Oh, let's see. Yep. What's she even talking about? Okay. You guys are funny. You know what, Lozzie? That's what a lot of people say. Yep. What is she even talking about? Exactly. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. All right, we're going to do a little bit. I forgot. I did a little bit of clay beige before, and I kind of like how that starts. Yay! That was my missing color, guys. When I was watching this before. Here we go. All right. Hey. Well, I got a lot done today. I got a mushroom and a snail. Oh, and a mouse. I forgot. We did the mouse. Okay, make me feel better. Oh, it's on Facebook. You know, I have never watched a live on Facebook. NMES Band program Facebook. Okay, because I'm scared. You know what I noticed, guys? I went back, was kind of watching my stream. Sounds like I'm really into myself, but I couldn't get the live chat to come back up for me. So let's see. It's NMES. Sorry, give me a moment, guys. I'm just tapping away over here. And I assume that's something I can ask to join on Facebook. Is that right? Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm so glad that we got to meet you. Need to get out of pajamas just in case. Nice. Just in case. I like that. That's an option you turn on for your streams. Oh, see, Emily? Where do I find that option at? YouTube Studio options. Okay. So, because I can go back in, probably. I was wondering if there was something like that. I know there was a spot that said have chat like while we're doing it, but I was wondering about it staying on. See, Emily? Yeah, I need to start sending some money, Emily. Emily's waiting for some help. If y'all want to see what a really well-run stream is, you got to go to Emily. The girls, she got it. Oh yeah, y'all. I'm so happy. This is ridiculous. But clay rose, I was missing that. And that's, I don't know why. It kind of helps me with the shading to be not so stark. So yeah. The queen of tech. She's also an amazing artist too, guys. I mean, that is, they're great streams, but they just seamless, and I love them. But it's just so funny because she's not just her technical capability. She's an artist. She just obviously has a knack too of going out. And I know none of this is easy. You know, it's stuff that have to really go out and try to learn. And YouTube keeps changing things. Well, I mean, if I had all those kittens, I don't know if I could even be focused to have a stream. We just have a stream of me playing with kittens, which that sounds like a pretty good stream. Oh, guys, do you know how happy I am right now? Look at that. It toned it down. Could you see the difference? Clay Rose, I forgot about you. I know. Too silly. But that's what's so fun about the coloring, because when it does finally come together, or it's even close, it's so funny that you can get excited about. I mean, okay, let's all admit, clay rose is not the most exciting color, but it is my little hero right now because it's making me very, very happy. All right. Actually, I want to go over, dull that down a bit. So see what I mean about being able to go over those Poscas? They don't have to just be bright, bright whites, which is nice. All right. Emily says, when you go to the video details, go to more options and click allow live. Ah, okay. I will try. You know what? I didn't go back and do that. That's probably why, because I know it allows chat to play. That one I clicked, but there's a replay. So it's under video details and more options. I like having lots of options. I need more options. Okay. And now we're going to do, because I want my little bumps to stand out even more. So I'm going to get, and I don't have the little thing for this because I didn't make it. We're going to do 935 black. And so yeah, most everybody has the black. And I'm just going to really go underneath. I want to get some really strong shadows, but then I'll bring out a little bit more underneath these little bumpies. So it's a little bit more textured. So we'll just kind of make them pop a little bit more. Just a little more. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right, so they popped. Now, you know what we're going to do? Yeah, get excited about this. We're going to bring back some clay rose. It's my new hero. 20% French gray is going to get really upset. The little bumpies. Yeah, I know. I'm really technical. Yep. I'm very, very technical, but we're going to use clay rose to blend out that black just a little bit to make my bumpies even bumpier. I'm sure, you know, for whoever is a fungiologist, I'm sure that's the proper term. And if it's not, it should be. Wouldn't science be so much easier if we just use like real words for things? If it's a little bumpies, I'm going to do just a little bit. All right. Feeling better about that. Feeling much better about that. Oh, Vicky, how was the food? And you're back. What? Oh, so Emily, yesterday's stream, I actually did the background to kind of show how I did that. We did this side. So, and it's all Prismacolor, and it's all done just with pencils. So, and I've got a list of them, and I just use what I call my squiggly wigglies, and that's about it. So yeah, the whole background is just done with different Prismacolors. A lot of the colors you see, so like the purples and lavenders, you'll see down here as well. And I'll finish out over here. But yeah, that's we did that yesterday, and I still have a little bit more I want to do over here to kind of intensify that just a little bit. You know, it's those little circles, and it's this paper. I don't know if you've ever colored in this book. This book's paper with Prismacolors. It's like butter, I promise you. All right. Well, we are almost at the end of the stream. I don't know that I really want to start anything else. I mean, I'm going to finish the page. No, so this is the deal, guys. I really thought, yeah, what was I thinking? I was going to get this done and we were going to be able to see the end. So what's going to happen is I will work on this some more. I promise to post the completed page on Instagram. And if I'm doing another coloring video anytime soon, I'm thinking maybe I will go ahead and do a coloring video just to finish out like what are those? Lily of the Valley here. And then you can see the rest of it. So maybe I'll do one more, and we can do one more, not live stream necessarily, but one more video, and then you guys can see the full picture. But if not, be looking at it on my Instagram, because I will put a finished picture up when I finally get it done. But it's I was being very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. All right. Let's see. So if I start anything, this is kind of, I think I'm going to go ahead and just stop here for today. I hate to leave you guys, and I know it's a little bit early, but I really hate to start anything because we know anything I'm doing is is going to, like, it's funny, Vicki. Okay, so I just said, I think I'm going to stop here, and your message, please do, just popped up, and I'm like, okay, I'll stop now, Vicki. I'm assuming that's not what you meant. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, and thank you for all the compliments. You've done my ego a huge boost. I really do appreciate it. Everybody, please stay safe, and we will. I'm sure, Vicki, I'm putting you on the spot. We'll create another wonderful weekend at some point, and we can all join again. So. Hey, if you guys watching my videos, please leave a little message. I'd love to say hi to you guys. Leave a little comment or whatever. Emily, I will be poking my head into yours a little bit more. And Zucchini Kitty, oh my gosh, I love your stuff. I'm so glad you were here. And for now, I'm going to say bye. Everybody have a great rest of your Sunday, if you still have some. Bye, y'all.